Okay, guys, this is the first part of the actual contract. Now, in the previous video, I talked about their lease agreement where you're leasing the truck from Hurricane Express. This video is covering the actual carrier agreement, we'll call it. They call it something else. But this is your carrier agreement where you're going to lease the truck onto Hurricane Express as the carrier. You're going to get your loads through them, etc. Typically, when a company like Hurricane Express typically whenever they put these contracts together, they would refer to you as the contractor because you're a 1099 contractor, you're an independent contractor. And they would refer to themselves as company or carrier or something like that. In this instance, Hurricane Express refers to themselves as contractor, and they refer to you as the lease operator. So just so that that's clear. This carrier agreement is among the longest that I've ever come across. This thing, including the schedules, is like 21 pages. So we're going to get into the first couple of pages today, and then in the next video we'll cover a few more. But so in this carrier agreement, you're going to be referred to as the lease operator. Now, I told you in the previous video that what the cost breakdown was, that they were charging you for the privilege of leasing their truck from them. They're also going to, in addition to those costs, you're going to be charged $5 per day. It doesn't say per business day. It doesn't say per calendar day. It doesn't say per working day or anything. It's just $5 per day. So I have to assume that's calendar day, whether you're rolling or not. They're going to charge you $5 a day for a base plate. And now everybody knows what, or I would assume everyone knows what OCC insurance is, as occupational accidental insurance. Okay, so it's similar to workman's compensation if you get injured on the job or whatever. Well, as the independent contractor, as the lease operator, as they refer to it in this, they're going to require you to have that insurance and give them proof of insurance that has at least the same coverages as what theirs is, but they don't specify what their coverages are. Otherwise, they're going to charge you $3.38 a day for you to have that. And the way it's written, this encompasses like 4 subsections within this one section. And in one section, they're telling you that you have to pay the $3.38 a day for that OCC coverage. But in the next paragraph, they also refer to that you have to provide workers' compensation insurance. Workers' compensation insurance, those premiums are based on your payroll. They cannot require you to have either of those. If you get injured on the job, it's on you. They're trying to cover their ass. All right. Occupational accidental insurance should be an option that you can opt into or opt out of. And they can't tell you have to have workers' compensation insurance. The way their contract is written, it sounds like they're requiring you to have both. I believe they're trying to say that you have to have OCC insurance because they don't have workers' compensation coverage to cover non-employees. But that's just speculation on my part. Whoever put this together obviously didn't go back and read over it before they sent it out to people, because parts of this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But anyway, they're going to charge you an additional 1 cent per mile, paid mile, 1 cent per paid mile for IFTA taxes and various state taxes. So that's kind of a normal thing, but they're only going to do it on paid miles. So you come up short, well, they're going to be deducting from your, because it's based on, those taxes are based on miles driven, not paid miles driven. So between your deadhead, if your miles come up short, they're going to be dipping into your settlement, would be my assumption. It doesn't say that. Well, it does, but it doesn't. And then, these first couple of pages go on to say that you're an independent contractor. They can't tell you how to accomplish your task. And that's kind of an IRS thing, because according to the IRS, for you to be an independent contractor, they can give you a task to do. They cannot provide you the tools. They cannot direct you on how to do the work. They can't tell you what time to show up to work, what time to go home, or any of that. That's all up to you. And so I think this is their attempt to try to make that distinction, that clarification, just to cover their ass. But if you have the opportunity to read one of their contracts, this is the carrier agreement. Let me see what they call this thing. Because they don't call it a carrier agreement, they call it something else. They call it the lease operator contract. And this thing's about 18 or 20 pages long. There's too many ambiguities. There's too many things that are written kind of like with the OCC insurance and the workers' compensation. The way it's written sounded like it could be requiring both. And that goes back to the whole IRS thing. They can't require you. They can require you to provide them with general liability insurance so that whatever happens, they're covered. Because, most people that's in these lease purchase things are going to buy into that whole, I got to have an LLC set up, or I got to have a corporation set up, whatever. And you really don't have to. But there's just so much ambiguity, so many conflicting parts to their contract. I don't see how any reasonably minded judge could allow something like this to stand up in court. So that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. You guys take care. I'll see you down the road. The next video, I'll get a little bit more into this, but it's kind of a long and winding road on this contract. So I want to take my time and make sure that I'm clear on things so that I can clearly express things to you guys. Take care. See you. Bye.